NASA has always given us a lot of information about the universe in general, but exactly how real is it? Over the years, people have sought the truth about any number of strange cases, especially everything related to UFOs. The results simply were the opposite of what we know today. For some reason, this organization is hiding information from humanity. Many astronauts who have participated in major operations and hundreds of interviews have revealed content that even today remains classified by NASA. Just like these 5 unbelievable photos NASA doesn't want you to see. But before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Face on Jupiter. The space probe Juno, which was launched from Cape Canaveral and later traveled 716 million kilometers at 320,000 kilometers per hour, was ready in 2015 to enter the orbit of Jupiter. The immense planet, composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, and with more than 60 moons, changed the way we see things in a large part of our cosmic neighborhood with the images we'll show next. The organization was able to capture more images of the planet. Among several of them, there's one completely amazing of the largest and probably oldest planet in the solar system. The JunoCam, Juno's camera telescope, has recently captured an image of the gigantic and turbulent planet from an altitude of almost 20,000 kilometers. The image, funny but also disturbing, has been processed by the scientist Jason Major. He explains that by rotating it 180 degrees, a monstrous face has appeared on the surface of the planet. It seems that the impetuous storms that take place there become 2 hypnotic white eyes and a dark and widened mouth, as you can see in these images. Then, there was a small approach on July 10, 2017, in order to obtain a direct view of the Great Red Spot, which is a storm that has existed for more than 350 years and that NASA was monitoring since 1830. However, those images remain hidden, but what Jason Major published about the face on Jupiter is not. Apparently, the members of the space organization didn't want to reveal them since they were worried about people's reaction, given that it's really incredible. However, ufology refutes this argument when they claim that apparently, on this planet, there's alien life that feeds on radiation. On the other hand, before these accusations by hundreds of ufologists and fanatics had to publish these photos in their page. Although scientists, who are dedicated to studying if there's life on Jupiter, are behind the theory that the reason for this phenomenon that gives us the impression of a face is really the product of the audacious travelers, an alien bacterium that lives on Jupiter. Now everything makes sense. Number 4. Weird stain. A few years ago, NASA took a picture of the moon, which was a bit different from the usual. In the center of this image, there's a small black spot. It's presumed to be a ship by the peculiar wings that can be seen in the photograph. Some say it may be a UFO sighting. On the other hand, according to the International Space Station, they say it's simply one of its ships that is 109 meters long, 51 wide, and weighs 417 tons. Experts say it's the largest spacecraft ever built so far. It's believed that it was passing right in front of the moon at a speed between 7.6 and 7.7 kilometers per second when it was captured in photographs. However, many scientists who agree with the existence of extraterrestrial life claim that it's an alien spaceship. Likewise, the ufologists consider this image matches with an alleged attack on the moon caused by aliens. But the International Space Station insists that it is the device that was launched into space in 1998, and 2 years later it started to work. What's curious about this matter is that NASA didn't want the image to go public, until different internet users started the debate about it and made NASA publish the image. People were discussing about if it was simply a terrestrial spacecraft or if it was a UFO sighting. Why did they hide it when they took the shot and now it appears on their web portal? The truth is that it's not the first time NASA hid information from us. However, many scientists who support the existence of aliens claim this image is not about the spaceship of 1998, which makes a lap around the Earth every hour and a half. Quite the opposite, because of its shape and structure, which can be seen up close, is something really strange and never seen before. Usually, when it's some satellite or the space station, what we see, the structures and shapes are bigger. But this strange spot is different. The experts still continue with the investigations to corroborate what it is, but that information is classified. Meanwhile, we will remain with the doubt until the truth comes to light. Number 3. Nuclear mushroom on Mars. When it comes to nuclear issues, maybe the first thing that comes to mind are the detonations of the atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But we never imagined that explosions can also take place in outer space. Have you ever heard about a nuclear mushroom? Basically, it's a mushroom-shaped cloud of smoke generated as a result of a large explosion. They are the result of the appearance of a large mass of low-density gases close to the ground, and as they reach a great height, they look like a mushroom. It's exactly what happened at the end of World War II in Japan. However, we're sure you never suspected this could happen on Mars. Since NASA began publishing photographs with incredible details of the surface of Mars, many people were searching for strange objects or unexplained phenomena. Of course, the American Space Agency has always argued that these anomalies seen in the images are natural rocky formations. But at the beginning of 2014, all the alarms went off when the researchers found that some of them are not real because the organization apparently doesn't want us to see what really happens there. NASA explained the images captured at that time had to be modified in editing programs because the camera was defective. These statements originated controversies in public opinion, and in turn, the same agency was concealing the truth about the origin of this planet. Photographs sent by the Mars Orbiting space probe from India show a nuclear explosion in October 2014 and how NASA tried to cover it up. According to experts in the Martian planet, you can clearly see a huge nuclear mushroom caused by surface wind or a large methane explosion. The questions that many internet users ask themselves are, why, while this was happening, did NASA cut off the live broadcast? What is it that caused this nuclear mushroom? Dr. John Brandenburg argues that the high concentration of xenon in the atmosphere of Mars, in addition to uranium and thorium, resulted in two unnatural nuclear explosions having occurred on Martian soil, undisputed evidence that ensures the existence of Martian civilizations and their annihilation. For this reason, NASA modified the images and cut the live broadcast. Number 2. UFO photographed by NASA. The moment we look at the moon, we are perplexed with its beauty. But behind it, we would never imagine that there would take place really amazing things, like what we're going to show you right now. NASA, through its lunar program Orbiter, sought to map the surface of this natural satellite that travels around the Earth. Making maps of large lunar extensions and doing an in-depth investigation was the basis for executing the future Apollo and Surveyor landings. 5 unmanned orbital missions around it between the year 1976 and 1977 resulted in shocking data. In 1977, the third of the lunar probe Orbiter 3 was made. And this third expedition was intended to take photographs of 20 possible landing areas. Hundreds of images were captured. But the photo 3073 caught the attention of the scientists. Near the perimeter of crater Manilius, they observed an object of great magnitude. As the experts, at first, could not distinguish very well what it was, they had to zoom in on the photograph. What did they find, you may ask? It was an extraterrestrial spacecraft 11 kilometers long. This fact was one of the first UFO sightings that the U.S. Space Agency captured. However, in order not to alarm the world, they preferred to keep it a secret. Even if you search in Google Earth crater Manilius, you will see a completely distorted image. Many users have asked through the web, why is this information hidden? Why is Google Earth placing so many filters that prevent the correct visualization of the moon? Why do they hide the real images of the orbiter probes if it has an excellent image quality? But NASA doesn't give a reliable answer on the issue. They even cut live transmissions from space when something unusual happens there. However, although they tried to hide the image 3073 so that nobody knew that strange things happen in space, it leaked onto the internet. Number 1. Extraterrestrial spaceships. We have arrived to the cherry on top of this video, and if you thought that all the previous photos were incredible, this one we'll show you next will leave you truly impressed. Images captured by the International Space Station may prove right to fans of extraterrestrial life on the universe. In them, you can distinguish a strange object, which appears to be an alien ship. These photographs don't have a very good quality. However, you can identify some lights and colors and shadows. While NASA assures the object corresponds to the normal optical effects of the lights of the station while orbiting the Earth. Specialists, ufologists, and fans from all over the world search and investigate the mysterious object on the web, trying to see if it's a real UFO sighting. But the curious thing about this fact is that NASA suddenly cut the images while it was making a live broadcast, and this striking element appeared. Hundreds of netizens protested on the web about the fact. What is this due to? What was the purpose of doing this? Because it is evident that it is not an interruption due to connection problems. Neither is the first time that a situation like this happens regarding content related to unexplainable things, which puts the credibility of the organization in a gray area. After that, they released a statement in which they argued it was not a flying saucer or a Martian spacecraft, but that it was space junk. This, instead of clarifying all the doubts, it only increases the questions. I mean, if this is the way they say it is, why did they cut the transmission? Controversies regarding this issue are open to debate, but there's only one truth, and the U.S. International Space Station hasn't yet given any solid and compelling arguments, because there are always incredible images, and these are precisely the ones they hide and keep as classified, which end up being published in some website. It seems they don't want us to see them. But why? What is the mystery behind all of this? We don't know. Judge for yourself and make your own conclusions. But don't forget to let us know what you think in the comments below. All right, Top Fivers, if you haven't already, make sure to visit our other channel, The Brilliant, for even more interesting list videos that'll blow your mind. But I'm warning you, the videos over on The Brilliant are extremely addicting to watch as well. There'll be a link in the description to the channel, so make sure to come and visit us. Or you can go to our latest video popping up on screen right now. Oh, and have you visited thefinestpost.com to enjoy the most amazing articles you'll ever get to read?